Honey, actually, holy shit.
Every drive feels the same until it doesn't. Familiar roads, Pravichny routines, predictable traffic. You've done this hundreds of times before. Nothing feels dangerous. Not the quick glance at your phone, not the extra speed on an empty road, not the decision to just go before the light turns red. Because in the moment, everything feels under control. But control on the road is fragile. It only takes 1 second, one distraction, one wrong decision, and everything changes. Tonight, we're looking at real dashcam footage, moments where ordinary drivers cross an invisible line, from routine to irreversible. No warnings, no second chances. These are the moments before impact. A straight highway, light traffic, clear conditions, the kind of drive where nothing ever happens. A driver cruises comfortably at high speed. Steady lane, smooth motion, no apparent risk. But watch closely. For just a moment,
tweeted something like that.
You okay? Everybody okay? Everybody okay? Everybody okay?
his attention shifts. It's subtle, almost invisible. A glance downward, maybe a notification, maybe a message, something small. At 120 kilometers per hour, the car travels over 30 meters every second. That means, in just 3 seconds, he's gone nearly 100 meters without looking at the road. Ahead, traffic begins to slow. Brake lights illuminate one after another, but he doesn't see them. Not yet. By the time his focus returns, the gap has vanished. There is no time to react, no space to brake, only impact. The collision is sudden, violent, metal folds, glass shatters, momentum transfers instantly. And just like that, a routine drive becomes a life-altering event. Distraction doesn't feel dangerous until the exact moment it becomes irreversible. A quiet mountain road. Snow falls gently, covering the asphalt with a thin white layer. Everything looks calm, controlled, predictable, but appearances are misleading. Underneath, the road offers almost no grip. An SUV approaches a curve. The driver maintains speed, confident, too confident. As the vehicle enters the turn, something changes. Not abruptly, not dramatically, just a slight disconnect. The steering wheel turns, but the vehicle doesn't respond the same way. The tires begin to slide. At first, it's manageable. Then it isn't. Momentum takes over. The car drifts outward, pulled by gravity and inertia. The driver reacts, braking, correcting.
We tried to take different paths, but it felt like being trapped in a hot maze with the constant distant sound of drums driving in. We circled the same...
But every input comes too late or too strong. Control is lost. Within seconds, the SUV slides off the road and disappears into a snow-covered ditch. No collision, no chaos, just silence. A quiet reminder that on winter roads, control is never guaranteed, and confidence can be your greatest mistake. A busy intersection in the city. Traffic flows in all directions. Signals coordinate every movement. Everything works because everyone follows the rules. The light turns yellow. Most drivers begin to slow, but one driver makes a different choice. He accelerates, just a little more speed, just enough to make it through. But timing is everything. The light turns red, and at that exact moment, another car begins to cross. They don't see each other, not until it's too late. The impact is immediate, a violent side collision. Airbags deploy instantly, vehicles spin, debris scatters across the intersection, all in less than 2 seconds. 5 seconds saved, at the cost of everything else. Traffic lights are not suggestions. They are the thin line between order and chaos. Distance. It seems like wasted space, but in reality, it's time. On this highway, one car follows another far too closely, just a few meters apart. At first, nothing happens, and that's exactly the problem. Tailgating feels safe.
Yeah. Whoa!
Oh, crap. Catch it, catch it, catch it. I got it.
Who's at fault?
I don't know yet. I didn't see.
Until the moment something changes. The car ahead brakes, just slightly, but at this distance, even a small action becomes critical. The driver behind reacts instantly. Panic, hard braking, tires scream against the asphalt, but physics doesn't negotiate. There isn't enough space. Impact, and then another. A third car, also too close, joins the crash. A chain reaction unfolds. One mistake multiplies. Within seconds, multiple vehicles are involved. All because of one simple decision. Distance is not wasted space. It is time, and time is the only thing that can save you. A rural road, quiet, open, no visible traffic. At least, that's what it seems. A driver approaches a slower vehicle. Frustration builds. He wants to pass, and he decides to do it. There's just one problem. The road ahead curves sharply. Visibility drops to 0, but the decision is already made. He crosses the line and accelerates. For a moment, it works. The maneuver feels successful until it doesn't. Headlights appear. A truck coming directly toward him. Fast. Too fast. There's no time to brake. No space to return. Only instinct remains. The driver swerves violently off the road. The car bounces across uneven terrain, barely missing a head-on collision. Dust. Chaos. Loss of control. But somehow, he survives. Shaken. Aware. Lucky. Because sometimes, survival comes down to centimeters, and sometimes, the only way to win is to escape your own mistake. Night changes perception. Distances feel shorter. Speeds feel slower. But reality doesn't change. On a wet urban road, the driver pushes beyond limits. The engine revs, speed increases, confidence grows. But the road is slick. Reflections distort visibility. Grip is reduced. The car enters a turn too fast. The rear begins to slide. At first, it looks controlled, like a deliberate drift, but it isn't. The slide increases. The driver overcorrects. The vehicle snaps in the opposite direction. Now completely unstable. And then impact. Concrete barrier, unmoving, unforgiving. The crash is loud, sudden, final. In less than a second, control is gone. Confidence becomes consequence, because real control isn't about pushing limits. It's about knowing where they are. Not every danger involves two vehicles. Sometimes the most vulnerable are the ones at risk. Crosswalk. A mother and her child wait to cross. A car approaches and begins to turn. The driver looks forward, but not to the side. He doesn't see them. They step forward. Everything aligns in the worst possible way. At the last possible moment, the driver notices movement. Brakes slam. Tires scream. Time freezes. The vehicle stops. Just inches away. Silence. No collision. No injuries. But the outcome could have been very different. Driving is not just about controlling your vehicle. It's about awareness. Because sometimes the danger isn't obvious, and sometimes the mistake isn't yours. Heavy rain pours over the highway. Visibility drops. Water accumulates on the surface. Traction becomes unreliable. A large truck moves ahead of traffic. Everything appears stable until it isn't. Traffic slows suddenly. The truck driver brakes hard, too hard. The wheels lock. The trailer begins to swing. And within seconds, the truck folds, a massive barrier across the road. Every lane blocked. Cars behind have no time to react. Some brake, some swerve, none escape. One by one, impacts occur, a chain reaction impossible to stop. This is no longer a single mistake, it's a cascade. On wet roads, control is fragile, and once it breaks fast. 1 second, that's all it takes. Every situation you've seen tonight started with something small, a glance. A decision, a moment of confidence, but on the road, small mistakes don't stay small. They grow, they escalate, and they become irreversible. If this video made you pause, even for a moment, then it served its purpose. Because awareness is everything. Drive safer, stay alert, and remember, the most dangerous moment on the road is the one you never see coming. Subscribe to Fatal Frame Cases for more real moments before impact.